Greetings, mates. Welcome to another episode of Pirates 365. Now, today I want to talk about 5 things you may not have known about Pirates 5. Now, since it's the 5th film, I've done this before where we talk about 5 things for the film, and a lot of these secrets come from this Disney Pirates book by none other than Michael Singer. Now, this book is very beautiful. It has amazing details, amazing information in it. There would just be a preview of the inside, mates. So I love this book. It's just so informative, and I learned a lot about Pirates 5 and Pirates overall just from reading it. So to start off with 5 facts. Number 5, in preparation for the film, the screenwriter Jeff Nathanson went on a trip with his family to Disneyland to write Pirates. And he went to write Pirates to get inspiration for the screenplay. Now I found this interesting because we've heard about, the previous directors and actors writing the ride for inspiration. Rob Marshall said he did a walkthrough of the ride, and that gave him inspiration for certain aspects of On Stranger Tides. But it's cool to hear that Jeff Nathanson went and rode the ride with his family. Of his trip to Disneyland, Jeff Nathanson said this: "I have 3 kids," he notes, "so it wasn't hard to get the family on board for research trips to Disneyland. The ride is an incredible source of inspiration, and it's not hard to use elements when writing the movie. And in fact, the subtitle of the new film would harken right back to the ominous words frequently and darkly intoned on the original attraction, Dead Men Tell No Tales." So, I love that. Number 4, according to Javier Bardem, he was not on the sea for any of the filming of his ship scenes. Apparently all of Javier's scenes when he's on ships were done either in studio or in this big trench where they filmed a lot of the ship scenes for the film. So according to Javier, it's very convincing that he looks like he's on the sea, but none of his scenes were shot actually out on the sea. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they can do that they can make it look realistic. Of course there's CGI and everything, but the previous films have had a lot of the scenes shot on sea, so it's interesting to have Javier just be on dry land. If you didn't know that before, now you know it, mates. Number 3, 2 previous actors from Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides appear in Dead Men Tell No Tales, but they're entirely new characters. First off, Hannah Walters plays Beatrice, who is Pig Kelly's sister, but Hannah Walters, aside from playing Beatrice in this film, played a woman at the captain's daughter on Stranger Tides. Now, she was just a background character, so she was just like an extra, but I think it's interesting that she played 2 different roles in the same franchise. And on Stranger Tides as well, the Spanish sea captain we see at the beginning of the film actually plays Lieutenant Lazaro. And Lazaro and the Spanish captain on Stranger Tides are played by Juan Carlos Bellido. So I really like that when I read that in this. I didn't know that until I read that in this book, but I love that. Number 2, as I mentioned in previous videos, Paul McCartney plays the role of a pirate in this film, but he's a very specific pirate. That's right, Paul McCartney plays Uncle Jack in Dead Men Tell No Tales. Captain Jack comes upon Uncle Jack in a jail cell, and they have a little interaction, and we hear Uncle Jack sing a song of some sort. But it was revealed that Jack Sparrow gets his name from his Uncle Jack. So we've had Keith Richards playing his dad Teague, and now Paul McCartney plays Teague's brother, Uncle Jack Sparrow. So if you didn't know that before, now you know, mates. And number 1, now to me this is very interesting, but apparently Johnny Depp has seen the full film of Dead Men Tell No Tales. And this is such a big deal for me because Johnny is famous for saying that he does not like to watch himself in his films. He said he's seen part of Curse of the Black Pearl, but that was by accident when one of his kids were watching it. But in recent interviews, he's talked about how he watched the film just to make sure that if it was the last film, he wanted it to be, presentable for the audiences. He wanted it to be the best that it could be. So I'm not sure if he just saw a rough cut of it or if he saw a complete cut, but it's cool to know that Johnny Depp has seen himself in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So if you learned something new in this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I hope it was very informative, and I hope you learned some new tidbits of treasure, mates. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a brand new video. And remember, this be where the tale ends. Tom, mates.